Hello, welcome back to this channel. I'm so excited for today's video because today we're going to be going out into the garden to do an informational garden tour and an informational plant tour. So today's just going to be awesome. And the first half of today's video is going to be in here talking about everything. Then there's not a lot outside, but I do want to talk to you guys a lot about kind of the setup outside and kind of a lot more stuff I've kind of thought of where everything's going to be planted. So before we do go and start today's video and start inside first with the aquaponics, please subscribe, hit the notification on all so you not miss every video. Please like this video. Let's go ahead and start with the aquaponics. All right, starting with the aquaponics system. First thing is the water in the fish tank was just filled up, and it's actually a little bit higher than ever. But that gives it a lot of opportunities for the fish to absolutely thrive by swimming all around. It creates a little bit more waste, which doesn't sound as good for like a fish tank, but for an aquaponics system, that is the best thing that could happen every day. So, just talking about the plants in general right now, setup is working perfectly, everything's working. Well, I take that back. I feel like the water pressure is lower than usual. Now, it used to be very, very powerful, so I wonder if that's just maybe something in the biofilter's getting clogged. Maybe there's just it's something, but this isn't going to look the best. But when I do kind of pull this, the water flow on this is very, very strong, but when it comes out at the bottom, it is not that powerful. So I think that is very, very weird. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out some things that could be possibly happening with that. I think I did kind of figure it out, and that's just going to be just water flow is going to be a little bit not as quick in the actual system because there's some things blocking it. There's plant roots all over, but at the end of the day, stuff is really going to start thriving very, very soon. So I'm so incredibly excited to do all of this and really start working with all of this. Also, before I do go ahead and start today's video and start talking about all these plants, I filmed a video this morning, day in the life as an indoor gardener, indoor just farmer, and at the very end of the video, for like 10 minutes, I talked about Go For It produce. So if you guys do want to hear more information about Go For It produce, and I really did talk about a lot of information, showed you guys basically what I was thinking about the most recent plan, please do check that video out. I did really put a lot of time into filming that video, and yeah. So first thing is gonna be basil. I do feel like the basil is kind of like starting to die out. These two plants, especially right there. Well, I guess those three plants. I just kind of feel like the roots itself have just been like, because they did. I kind of feel like. So the main problem, I say this in every single video, but I'll say it again. So basically, I made a big oops quite some time ago. So I have these all over the system. This is basically bubblers right there. And those just add oxygen to the water, which theoretically would make the plants thrive. Now, at the end of the day, oxygen will make the plants thrive. But the key is, it has to be that perfect balance. You want that middle area. You don't want too little, because then the plants won't thrive as good. That middle area, the plants will thrive, the plants will flourish. There will be so much life in your aquaponic setup. But if you have too much, you will blind the roots, making them not be able to find that nutrients they need to survive and thrive. So that's what I did. And I put way too much nutrients, or I put way too much oxygen into the water, which basically kind of just killed the plants. They're all basically just trying to recover, but just by the time I realized it was way too late. A lot of the lettuce has just hit those final days. Basil, I think it's doing okay. Cilantro, it's not growing, it's not dying out. It's just kind of holding in that middle area. Parsley did recover, and it still is starting to recover, and it's starting to actually thrive in this. So that's awesome. But right now I have absolutely no room from the germination room to the actual main shelves. So I can't currently actually, germinate anything yet because just there's no room. So everything else, there's oak leaf lettuce, grand lettuce, butter crunch, tango lettuce, red ruby, gourmet mix, and salad bowl mix. A lot of those are just kind of dying out, and I don't think they'll be able to really recover. Now talking about more lettuce, and this will go out into the garden. Tango, grand lettuce, ruby, butter crunch, black Simpson, romaine, gourmet mix, and oak leaf. Very, very, very excited about all of that, and just extremely excited to just really see how all of that grows out into the garden, because I've never really grown lettuce outside before. I've only grown it indoors, well, quite some time, but yeah, so it'll be very, very fun and a new experience to really work with that. I'm also growing a lot of, well, tomatoes in here. I'm growing your classic, like, basically your tomato, the classic cheeseburger tomatoes. There we go. And it's on a lot of salads. And then the other tray is at the very end. I'm also growing a ton of cherry tomatoes, so those will be awesome. These plants right here, the strawberries and the lavender and rosemary right there, have basically died out, so that is very, very disappointing. I'm growing bare root strawberries right there, but those ended up not making it. That one plant that did grow ended up just dying out, so that's extremely disappointing. But at the end of the day, I think that's more of the cause on the bare roots than that, because I tried so many different ways and all of the ways did not work. So I think that's going to be mainly the bare roots. And actually, I bought the same exact bare roots last year from the same place, and those didn't do anything. They did not grow whatsoever. They just never grew. Down here, I'm growing a lot of amazing stuff too. I'm growing red tomatoes, or red peppers, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and yellow bell peppers. Looks like some of the bell peppers are kind of falling over, so I'm gonna kind of have to fix that really quickly. That's actually kind of happening currently, but other than that, every single one is really doing well, so I'm very, very, very excited about that. The strawberries right here are actually starting to recover very well. To be honest, it might be time to transplant them into a bigger pot, but for now, I'm gonna let them grow in this, let them grow out their roots, and then I'll move them over. Right here, I'm growing, well, that's the fourth pot of cherry tomatoes. Over here, there's a lot of amazing, amazing stuff happening. First thing is the strawberries. Very, very, very excited about that, because when I do start go forth produce, I really, really want to work with strawberries, and that I really want strawberries to be one of the main products. Then I'm gonna be working with bunching onions indoors, not really for go forth produce, but I'm gonna be working with these a lot more. And then I am working with that is the other spring tomato. Up here, I'm growing a lot of other flowers: Cosmos, Aster, and Patience, 4 o'clock, Cypress, and Snapdragon. I'm also growing a lot of lemongrass, and that's starting to recover very well after being a little bit overwatered. Down here, I'm growing broccoli, and asparagus is finally starting to grow. Basil, I almost said broccoli again. Then spinach is doing very, very well. And then I'm growing bunching onions, and all of those will go outside. Then turning around, because I'm very, very excited about this, because looks like it is starting to bloom. So that is amazing. I'm so, so, so excited about that. And we'll see if anything else blooms on the plant. But yeah, so, oh yeah, looks like other stuff is starting to bloom. I got another one right here, so that's awesome. I'm not seeing any other blooms whatsoever, so that's a little bit disappointing, but at the end of the day, I'm very, very, very excited about all of those blooms, and we'll see how they do from there. Then I'm growing a lot of other stuff right here. I am growing, well, basically hydroponic tomatoes. Let's kind of lift this up so I can show you the roots. The roots on that is absolutely incredible. Same thing with that plant over there. It's not as much, but it's definitely a lot of progress. So I think that is basically it for this area. I only have rosemary. Well, I'm growing rosemary. I'm also growing mustard, and I'm growing dill too. Now that is it for this section now. But turning around, I'm growing strawberries. Well, germinating it technically. Those are the bare roots. I just tried differently, and those did not grow whatsoever at all. The ecosystem's doing very, very good because 2 of the guppies are pregnant. Meaning, so if you look at the stomachs on those, they are a little bit bigger. But something you can tell to make sure they are pregnant is kind of on the back side of their stomach right there. You can see there's kind of like a black line, which indicates that they are pregnant. And both of them do have that mark. And I really realized lately their stomachs have really been maturing a lot more. And that'll be awesome once we see a lot more progress with that. Then, so probably when they do start to lay the guppies, I'll probably have to take out the catfish temporarily, let those other guppies thrive, because I do think one of the main reasons why the shrimp ended up not making it is because of that. And I'll probably try to get a lot more eventually, but for now, that fish is going to really, really thrive. I'm very, very excited about all of that. So for now, let's go ahead and go into the germination room, and I really want to show you guys some stuff in there. So there's a lot of progress happening in there. Well, there's actually not really a ton. The echo's crazy in here, but I'm growing oregano right there. It's the four closest pots to me, and then those back pots I'm growing basil. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more basil than I expected, but that is gonna be awesome to work with. I'm also gonna be working with peppermint and celery, and both of those have not yet started to germinate. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but usually those particular plants do take quite some time before they do start to grow. Going all the way down here, I'm growing parsley and cilantro is definitely ready to go out into the main room, but for now, I'm going to let it germinate a little bit, probably another 24 hours, and then take them out probably tomorrow, and then yeah, let's go ahead and go outside, and I really want to show you guys some stuff in there. So, here is the beautiful, beautiful garden. There is a lot of beautiful, beautiful things happening. First thing is going to be rosemary right there. Over there, I'm also growing celery, blueberries, and I'm also growing strawberries right there too. So there's also a lot of flowers growing on the sides and on that side. I'm not going to show you guys exactly yet because it sounds like they're mowing they're about to start mowing, so I'm going to go ahead and go back in, but there's a lot of stuff happening. It is supposed to get a little bit colder very, very soon, so I'm very worried that that coldness at night will kind of shock the plants and kind of kill them. But for now, I'm just going to kind of cross my fingers and see what happens. And for the most part, I really do hope they will survive. So, sadly, this is going to be an end video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell notification on also. If you're not subscribed already, please like this video. I really do want to honestly thank you all so incredibly much for watching today's video and supporting the channel. If you guys want to check out the video we posted this morning, we did a lot of information and really just talked to you guys about kind of the plan. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when we post next. Peace.